Academia. 13 more pages to talk about this week.
Before we start this chapter, quick fun fact. Did you know that the author of My Hero Academia and the author of Black Clover are best friends? So the next time you Black Clover and My Hero Academia fans fight each other's throats at which series is better, they both are friends. So
that is kind of ironic, isn't it? Like I wonder if they talk about. I hope they get together and like have dinner. Like, you know, they're like at like a fucking Buffalo Wild Wings together or whatever, and they're just like, yo, you ever realize that like both of us have cult followings and they want to kill each other?
We are the next One Piece Naruto versus Bleach.
Bro, yeah, they could literally rally armies, both of them. Do you think they ever talk about how we could sit here and we could rally, get on Twitter, rally our armies, and just eat popcorn as we watch a bunch of 9-year-olds fight to the death?
Oh my god, I am dead.
All right, who are you betting on? Who do you think wins that fight? Black Clover fans or My Hero fans? Like in a fight to the death.
See, Black Clover fans have the ant of being constantly abused, so they're
they're used to it. They're callous.
So they have that
they're hardened. They're hardened from war.
They're hardened from war. While my Hero Academia fans are just now starting to get that hate because of fan base.
We're like, I don't like it.
So now
that's funny. I think you're right. In a fight to the death, if we're going physical, I do think Black Clover fans would win. Although, I think in a mental battle, My Hero fans would win because people that are smart prefer My Hero Academia. It's just a fact. Smarter people like My Hero because it's just a proven fact that if your IQ is above a certain number, you physically can't handle Asta. It's just a proven fact.
It's funny because a lot of people are saying this Black Clover arc is better than this My Hero Academia arc.
And it probably is. Okay.
You never would have admitted that. This is great.
It's not good, bro. Like, it's just, this arc is just, it's torturing me, man. It's putting me through the ringer. Let's talk, because here's the thing, right? In One Piece, it's like, oh my god, let's have a 40-minute discussion about, like, all the plot implications. In this one, I'm like, yeah, we got their hero names. That's pretty cool. Like,
my first issue off the back is, what the fuck? Immediately they win. This is some this is some shonen shit. I'm sorry, I like shonen shit, but you were talking about how My Academia is different from the norm, different from the shonen. No. This is shonen shit. This is some off the screen, oh hey look, we won. Self-explanatory, shonen bullshit.
Last page, literally everybody got up, like even Uraraka was uppercutting the fat Frieza soldier kid.
But even then, like at least the other fights we got some implication that they had to work hard. What the fuckers in the jail cage? This was just like, oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. Yeah. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's gone. Hey, Team A wins.
Bro, I hope. Here comes the mass unsubscribing from our channel.
The next Promised Neverland debacle.
Yeah. Listen, if you're here and you love My Hero stuff, unlike David, I'm never going to drop a series because of that shit, okay? Like, I will really, and I love you, David, if you ever listen to this, but like, Thurman and I will never drop this series. It could be full-on garbage, and we will keep reviewing it. And I'm guessing that it's not going to be full-on garbage. Like, it's going to get better. So, like, don't fucking get worried like we're going to stop reviewing it or anything. It's just that we're kind of having fun, like, just kind of beating up on My Hero because we've never gotten to do that before. It's just, it's having its struggle times, and we're going to be like the bullies that are going to, like, push it into suicide. like Bakugo tried to do.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So anyway, no, but it's not that. It's not that bad. It's just mediocre. But no, I wanted to go over a couple points that interested me, right? We get to see their hero names, and finally we get Best Boy's hero name, Phantom Thief. I like it. Fits him. And we get I like Rule is cool because she changes sizes and it's written like ruler. That's pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. The other two I really don't give a shit about. Unless Emily might be a reference to some like famous ghost thing. I'm thinking. I don't remember exactly. And then Mines, whatever. Boring. Thoughts?
The names are cool, I guess.
Phantom Thief!
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z / One Piece guy minds. I like that. That reminds me of a fucking ability from a video game. It's just like a double impact.
Yeah, no, yeah, he does. That actually does remind me of some fucking that's like some Final Fantasy ability or some shit. Like, limit break, double twin impact.
Double twin. Final Fantasy 16. The minds of the main character.
Badass kid, the main character. By the way, I'm allowed to make fat jokes. I'm fat. We're both fat.
Yeah.
Utena did a wonder on our avatars, making us less fat, and I appreciate that.
Making us less.
See, when I'm losing weight, I'm looking at my avatar, and I'm like, one day I'll look like that. One day. Right.
I mean, we're essentially clickbaiting because we're not what we look like in our avatar.
I mean, my face looks like that, and I just need to be a little less fat.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. So a couple things I want to mention. Let's see here. I like the conversation between Eraserhead and Shinso was good. I liked that whole thing. Do you have thoughts on that?
A master and a student? I'm telling you, bro. Master and fucking student.
It's the new Kakashi Sasuke, except it won't suck.
Aizawa was taking this man under his wing. You know how good it is to see Aizawa, a character who was introduced, feel like he hated his job, and now he's taking a student under his wing. You know how great that is for character development?
Well, it kind of reminds me of people always make the Aizawa Kakashi comparisons for obvious reasons, but like when Kakashi was first introduced, his whole thing, like there was like this scene where they were like looking at his record, and it was like, yeah, he hates kids. I don't know why we made him a teacher. Like, cause remember, like he failed like literally everybody, and like it's like, why is this fucking guy a teacher? You know, so like kind of similar thing with Eraserhead. Like they said something along the lines of like he usually is never that easy, but they've kind of been making hints that he's been easier on this class because he has like a soft spot for them. So I think it's a lot of Class A, or I guess in this case Shinso specifically, but a lot of these kids are winning him over more than the usual apparently.
Man, it's just crazy to me how this character who it's one thing I like about character development so much in series is the fact that you see the character change overall, and it feels really natural, right? Like it feels done well.
It's slow, it's natural feeling. This is why, like, I'm curious if you'll agree with me on this, Thurman. Being into long form shonen manga has like ruined my ability to enjoy like normal movies because like the character development in like a 2-hour movie is way too quick. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like so I love, that's my favorite part about long running series is that the character development just feels so natural. You don't have to force a love story. A love story can develop over hundreds and hundreds of chapters, whereas in a movie, if you're doing a love story, they have to fall in love within a half hour. You know, so like I really, really enjoy that about long-running series. And you're right, like, it's been a slow, natural progression. Now, I'm glad you brought that up. Because one thing that I feel it hasn't been as slow and natural is Deku. I really, like, it's just been this arc where I find myself not liking Deku as much. And I think that, to me, he's lost that kind of, like, underdog flair he had. And I understand that eventually he's got to not be the underdog anymore. But, like, I really miss the muttering to himself, taking notes all the time, shy nerd that Deku was. And I guess I'm torn because yes, he has to develop, but at the same time, it makes him less interesting of a character to me. So where do you fall on that?
I think that when it comes to Deku's character, he's like, I don't know if you watched the video that I showed you about the Black Clover My Academia comparisons or shonen thing,
right?
But in the video, he basically says that Deku's whole story is about him becoming, him starting out as weak and him becoming, standing on his own 2 feet, basically summer. I'm not going to spoil the video for you so you can watch it. Mm-hmm. So I think that Deku is, this whole story is one big Deku character arc, right? Every interaction, every fight, everything that Deku goes through as part of his development. Now, I think this arc doesn't do it that well because I think that this arc was meant to develop other characters besides Deku. I feel like this arc was a filler arc for Deku, but Horikoshi decided to add a little plot inside, which kind of fucked it up, in my opinion. I feel like this arc would have been way better if he focused on the side characters a bit, made it about them mostly, instead of about the characters we already knew about. Now, Deku already had. Now, I do like the information about his quirk because he was setting that up even the last arc, so I'm okay with that. But at the same time, I feel like he could have done it in a way to where like it was developing Deku in a small light while also developing the other characters. I feel like only like a handful of characters got developed this arc, where majority of them should have gotten developed, because now we still have no information about some of the supporting characters. Deku and Naraka, two characters we've seen from day one, got more character development. Now, I really like Shinsu having character development. I think that's really great because we haven't seen it in a long time.
And in this chapter, we see confirmed that he is eventually going to join one of the classes, either A or B, and that's going to be determined later, which is very exciting.
So I think overall that this arc was, and just like that video said, Horikoshi drew himself into a corner with the school setting. And I think one of my biggest things is with large casts of characters is that most manga, not all of them, but most mangaka that I read know how to handle their characters well. Like, for example, let's take One Piece. One Piece gives every character a bit of the limelight, and you don't feel like Luffy takes up the spotlight.
Yeah.
He gets his limelight. Sanji gets his past arc. Sanji gets his limelight. Zoro, Usopp,
and
Chopper,
even just a good example for that too, like Whole Cake Island. Like, just as we were leaving Dressrosa, I was like, damn, like I feel like we haven't seen enough from Nami or Brook, and then boom, Whole Cake was like so much Nami Brook focus. So yeah, I see what you're saying on that for sure.
And so and this arc, it feels like he was just trying to set up something for the main characters we already know about. Like Todoroki, we already have information on him. I understand he wants to show the progress from what they were from a few arcs ago, but at the same time, you still have these characters who still, I'm gonna be honest, aren't really developed yet. The one thing I will say, positive wise, is the fact that he has one thing I will say that he does better than most other manga that has a big cast and don't know how to use it, is the fact that he does give us a bit of info of each character. We know who they are, we know their quirks. That's good. He laid the groundwork. He just needs to plant.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. One thing so, here's a good example, right? Like, think about how little we really know about Asui, the frog girl, right? Like, she's one of the most popular characters, but think about how little we know about her.
Little. Besides her family.
I want to know more. Yeah, besides all the, I mean, we know a lot about her if you read hentai, but I want to know more about like her backstory, her upbringing, what makes her her. She needs to take the step from being like that gimmick character of like she's a frog girl and all the fucking looters loot her like crazy, to like being like a legit character, right? It's kind of similar to how Aoyama, the French dude, like the one that's like, ooh, the naval laser motherfucker. Like, he was just kind of a meme background character until that moment where he kind of had that conversation with Deku about how his quirk didn't fit his body and he needed that like support gear, and like we learned a bit more about him and how he became like good friends with him, right? Like, that was a little moment. And that was like recently, right? Like, that was pretty recently, that Aoyama stuff. And I remember thinking back then, like, that was what Horikoshi was always so good at, was like just these little character moments that kind of came out of nowhere, surprised you, but really felt real. And I just feel like we didn't get a lot of those this arc.
And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of My Hero Academia fans are gonna fucking have my head on a pike. But even Black Clover in this current arc is doing better with his characters than this right now.
Go watch Chibi reviews if you want to fucking hear how good it is.
It's because comparing both arcs, right? Black Clover is the reason why Black Clover does so well.
Well, let's not go into super specifics until our actual Black Clover.
I'm just gonna compare, So basically the main thing is what Chibata is doing right now is he's giving each character the time that they need to get that development they need. Even characters that aren't really that well developed, they're in a supporting role, kind of like how Robin usually. It's kind of like one big Oars fight. with Straw Hats for the Black Clover fights. And that's the one thing I like it, because not only does it give you a chance to see their powers, it shows you that type of character that they are, you know. So team battles in Black Clover kind of make you get a sense of every character. And Red, you can attest to this since you're reading it with me, Rabbids, even though you're 50-50. You can see that in the team battles. But My Hero Academia, these team battles, some of them were well. Like Bakugo's team battle was great because you got to see a bit of every character. But these team battles, it mostly felt like 1v1 with like tag teams in the mix, right? It didn't really feel like actual team battles. Yes, they had strategy. Yes, there was some.
A lot of it was like breaking off into their own little battles. Yeah.
Yeah. So you really, in a sense, you really had rivalries, which I liked. But at the same time, it kind of drew away from the character development part, because you had rivalries, you had 1v1s. But in Black Clover, you have all the teams working together, so you see that development and you see that character interaction. While My Hero Academia is falling flat on this arc.
I feel you. And I honestly, I hope you're still here if you're pissed at us. Like, hear me out for a second. This is the first arc in My Hero Academia, period, that I think is bad. This has never happened before to me. I've never thought an arc was bad, and this is just the first one. And it's not even, it's more just meh. Like 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 level stuff here, in my opinion. I fully expect, and it's not even like, because some people think like, oh well, it's a lot of times I've seen where anime onlys will transfer over to the manga and then they'll start thinking it's bad, but that's because they're so used to animation and voice acting. That's not the case either. My favorite arc in the entire series is the Gentle Criminal stuff. I love that Gentle Criminal stuff. So it's not that either. It's just that there was a moment in Horikoshi's writing where it just felt like he tripped, hit his head, and became a different person. Like it was like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was like a 1 chapter change over. It was like boom, and it's different now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just weird. So I'm really, really hoping like now's the time to redeem yourself. We need another overhaul like arc. We need another, and this is not me saying I need it to be the big bad villain always. No, I love slice of life shit. I love it. I'm always arguing that like Ruby Volume 1 and 2 is the best out of all of them. I love that shit. I think right now what we do need is to, after a half a year of slice of life, you know, and it has been a half a year, by the way, slice of life, tournament arc stuff, very slow pacing stuff. It's time to kick it into third gear and fucking really, really focus on League of Villains and what's going on with any of them, right? Like, I would love to see some shit like that for sure.
I think, like I said in a prior video, every author, every manga, and this will be a video in the future, every manga has that one arc
that sets it apart from the rest of them.
Yeah, every arc, every series has one arc that the author just has this little amnesia. One Piece has it, Bleach has it, Naruto has it, Hunter x Hunter has it.
You're talking about the arcs that fell flat video that you wanted to do, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hunter x Hunter has it, Black Clover has it, and My Hero Academia just got this arc. So that doesn't mean that the whole series is bad as a whole.
No, I still have a lot of hope in this series. I think it'll come back.
It's not like a Death Note, apparently, to where like the second half was so bad that it was unreadable.
This is similar. Yeah, no. If Horikoshi never recovers and it's just this for the rest of the series, it would be like Death Note, where like the first half was amazing and the second half was just like it'd be exactly what I said, where like the author just tripped, hit his head, and became like a different person. Like, Death Note Part 2 was so different that I am convinced that the original author was like, fuck it, and then they put in someone else in his place.
So, like I said, it's just one of those arcs that even the greatest manga of all time has that one arc that falls flatter than the others. And this is and Horikoshi just now got his arc. It's pretty impressive that he lasted this long before doing
I mean, I'm trying to think where Bleach was, because like I think Bleach's first arc that was really good and everyone liked went up to like 150ish or something. So yeah, he lasted a bit longer. Now, here's so let's actually bring up some of the good stuff in this chapter, right? So I want to talk about one of my favorites. Well, first of all, we get what my lifeblood, what gives me essence every day, and that is another Uraraka Deku ship moment.
Bro, do you see her face got really red there?
Her whole fucking body got really red, bro.
Bro, Hirokoshi's blackface right now. Blackface.
That's the problem with manga. There's not a color, bro. It's just one or the other. No, but like Mina though, Mina is doing God's work right now. I just want everyone to know Mina is like the fan base is like collectively pouring their will and possessing Mina to question Uraraka right now.
Bro, Mina's been reading too much Hunter x Hunter, bro. She has that Naruto face.
Too much Hunter x Hunter? Excuse me?
She has that.
You cut off. And he's dead. He died. He's dead. Are you alive? Hello?
Yeah, sorry, I got a phone call.
Alright. Too much Hunter x Hunter, what now?
Say she's reading too much Hunter x Hunter. She has that Neterio face.
Oh! Yeah, she used all of her net and she's just like, Merlin. Listen, though. Let's just appreciate this right now, bro. Like, oh, just confess, bro. Like, it's time. Like, I'm just saying, my theory from last chapter was, like, if there's any time, it is now for Deku to, like, be like, hey, here's what's going on. And because, like, did you notice that they kind of questioned Deku? They were like, Deku, what the fuck? You know, and I knew that would happen.
Mm-hmm. With his eyes out with him, too.
Yeah, no, and I think that should have been more of a focus, honestly. Like honestly, I think that I'm gonna be a little bit pissed if that's all it is. Like, hey, Deku, that was weird. What's going on? And his entire answer is, I don't really get it either. It's just weird. And then no one asked any questions about it. Like, no, bitch! If I was Eraserhead, I'd be like, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, this is not oh, okay, I guess that makes sense, Deku. No, this is what are you, bitch? You don't think so? Like, I think that should be a much bigger deal. Like, I think that should be something that everyone is like, what just happened, Deku?
I agree.
So, like, I'm hoping that Eraserhead, he's just being kind of kind to Deku and not wanting to embarrass him in the public, but I hope he, like, a couple chapters from now, I want Eraserhead to pull him in. You know that room where all the teachers sit and, like, discuss shit? Deku's got to get called to that shit, and, like, every single teacher just be like, all right, Deku, we have to talk. And I want All Might, like, there's got to be a moment soon where All Might's gonna have to come clean, but that's gonna be a struggle because, like, we know there's a traitor in the school, and it could be a teacher, it could be a student, but, like, I feel like there's gonna be this weird moment where it's gonna come to head where, like, they have to say something. Like, they might even pull a, hey, we think Deku's hiding shit. It's against the law to lie about your quirk on the quirk registration or whatever. We might have to expel him if he doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, they could do any of that shit.
Oh, I like that. That'd be great.
Yeah. So I think there might be a moment where, like, Deku, you got to come clean, and then All Might has to pop in and be like, all right, Deku, we got to say it, you know? And then that would make a lot more. I assume then the traitor would get a whole lot of information, and then Deku would be even more targeted, or I don't know, something along those lines.
Oh, that shit is. Oh, I like that. I hope he goes that route, because that's actually.
Mm-hmm. And really I think I'm going to say it again real quick, too, because one of my favorite. What I want to see is a romantic moment come from this as well, and I still think that a good way to use this for romantic points would be for Deku, you know, for like all, you know, like All Might's like, okay, we're gonna tell the teachers, but you can't tell any of the students. And then I would love it if Deku was like, can I tell one? Just one more. You know, I can't lie to her. I can lie to the rest of them. I can't lie to her. I would love to have a moment where they're just sitting, you know, somewhere, either in her room or outside under the moonlight, and then, like, you know, and he confesses to Uraraka. And, oh, it'd be great. Bring them closer. I need it.
He's fanficking right now. He's fanficking right now.
Hell yes. But yeah, now the other best moment of this, I gotta find it. Where is it? Yes! Page 13 on Manga Stream. Mina fucking channeling her inner Twitter right now. First things first, Mr. Aizawa, Mineta is a disgusting freak, and he should be convicted for his crimes.
Put respect on my boy Mineta's name. He's one of the main reasons why they won. Fuck you, Mina's like, nope. Only one who's allowed to touch me is Kirishima. Fuck you, Mineta.
Like, what I love about this too is, like, you know how many people, because, like, there is a legitimate movement on Twitter that's like, oh my god, Horikoshi is promoting sexual harassment because blah blah blah. Like, literally, that's a thing, right? So,
SJW need to be stopped.
I read this and I'm like, part of me is hoping that it's actually addressed, because like I'm like, but here's what's funny, right? keep in mind, this is supposed to take place in the real world. Like, this is our world, but, like, if we had powers, right? So, like, a concerned student, because this is just going to give Twitter more fire. I know it is, because a concerned student comes up, says, "Teacher, please, I'm being sexually harassed," and then ignored. No one says anything, and then it's just Monoma freaking out, and then the teacher, does the teacher go up and say, "Mina, don't worry, we're gonna take care of it"? No, the teacher's like, "Hey Monoma, we need you."
yo Monoma.
Like, I can tell already in the anime, this would be a thing where, like, Mina's saying that shit in the background, and Eraserhead's just walking, ignoring her.
He's like, "Oh, you'll get over it. Don't worry about it."
You'll get over it, dude. It's so fucked up.
He's like, "I'll get to that after we worry about Monoma and Eri. It's fine."
Yeah, oh my god. We gotta get Mirio's quirk back, bro. It's way more important than your fucking tits.
Lemillion's quirk is very more important.
Dude, that's like too real, bro. It's like, you know, if you've ever been to a school and they like pride, they have a lot of pride on their like prize student, you know, like think like the top athlete in your college, right? Like, I can't tell you the amount of times, like, where, like, the athletes program or, like, the football would, like, take funding away from, like, the art class and shit. Like, the art class would get fucked over, or, like, and then there's even stories in colleges where, like, the top athlete will do, like, shitty, like, they'll fail their papers and shit, but then the teachers will, like, grade them better, like, you know, like, they'll fudge their grades just so they can stay in the sports and shit. Either way, I gotta be honest, bro, like, there's gotta be a moment where someone kind of has to sit, and credit to Tekking for this, someone's gotta sit Mineta down and be like, "Listen, bro, this isn't gonna fly when you're a hero, like, you can't be doing this shit, you know?" And, like, because honestly, I'm kind of scared for Horikoshi, because I read that, and I'm like, this is gonna give so much fuel to the Twitter fire, because literally that is what happened. I mean, I'm not mad about it because I don't care. I'm laughing at it because it's hilarious in the context of a fictional story. But what I will say is, if I put on my SJW glasses and pretend to be in their shoes, what I see is a concerned student begging for help because she just got harassed, and the teacher's like, "Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of my face!"
She's like.
Like, please, man, he's disgusting. He's a freak. Help.
Man, keep it. Mineta, my boy, hasn't been doing pervy shit all the time, so he had to do, like, one thing, you know. One thing.
Bro, he just rocketed his face directly into her tits.
It was a strategy to bombard himself into the enemy.
Yeah.
It was a noble sacrifice.
Oh my god. That's hilarious to me that was ignored. I'm literally like, I mean it. I was reading that, and I was like, please respond to that. Please respond to that. Of course not. Like, please address it. Please address it. Of course not. Like, I see what people mean, though. Like, I am not gonna be that guy, but, like, people are kind of right when they say that. Like, Mineta's perversion goes way further than other perversion, because Mineta's is, like, put into context. Like, it's more of a realistic world in their world, right? Like, in their world, there's actually women that are like, freak, hello, please, help. like, it's fucked up. You know, because in other worlds, they just get beaten up, but, like, I don't think Mineta's ever gotten, like, fucking beat or anything, like the other ones do. Has he?
They just fucking say he's calling names and shit.
Yeah, you're disgusting. It's more real. It's presented in a more real context, a real world context, and I think that's what throws people off.
Tsunade, like, fucking almost killed Jirai by one punch because he was in the bath.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's so funny. Anyway,
last
thing, though, is Monoma being a freak over there. As, like, look at this guy's face. I mean, come on. But apparently they're thinking that they can, with him, Eri, and I'm thinking that they're going to try to get Mirio his quirk back with this whole situation. Because, like, if Eri can't control it, this motherfucker's going to come, take it, give Mirio his quirk back with Eri's quirk. Thoughts? Well, do you remember what Eri's quirk is?
Yeah, it can it
like time reversal shit, like it can reverse you to a previous state or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the issue was that with Eri it would go out of control. And but if Monoma uses it, I mean, I can see that work. Monoma could be the fucking hero that returns Mirio's quirk.
He's like, ha, you guys saved Eri, but I'm the one who got his quirk back.
Yes, I need that, bro. Like when Mirio, bro, you know what this means? You know what this means now? If Mirio gets his quirk back, anyone in the future that ever gets saved by Mirio, Monoma's got to show up and be like, yes, well, you were technically saved by Lemillion. It was actually I who gave his quirk to him. Even better, headcanon. Remember how Monoma has to kind of be a sidekick, remember? Like, he can only really be a sidekick, as I discussed. Monoma is Mirio's sidekick now. Let's go.
He on his job resume, he's just like, oh, I gave Lemillion, the famous hero, his quirk back.
Yeah, because he's gonna be like top 10 in the future. You know he's gonna be 100%. So like, yeah, that's gonna be like when he's looking for jobs. Like, just want to put out there, Lemillion, famous hero, saved thousands of lives. He wouldn't be a hero if it wasn't for me. I want to know
that, please. Haha. Oh man, this is great.
See, like, and this is what's good about My Hero, right? Like that, the character moments, the shit we can discuss like that. So in that regard, this chapter was good. It's just, I'm so glad this fucking arc is done. Like, give me some plot. I'm ready. Let's go. I'm so fucking ready for some plot. Final thoughts, Thurman.
We'll get like two or three more chapters of Slice of Life.
I'm okay with Slice of Life, but actually, honestly, here, hold on. If we get full chapters of like just characters interacting like this, then I'm 100% okay with that. Like, because I love his characters. When his characters are interacting, that's great. I don't mind that at all.
Same.
All right, go ahead. Final thoughts.
So, this might be like in the tunnel. Is he leaving the poison field and going back to greatness? We'll see. Find out all this and more on the next Dragon Ball Z.
Will Mina's request for help be granted?
Will Aizawa again ignore her for a more bigger issue? Mirio's quirk.
So fucked up. God, it's too real, man. Horikoshi's is too real. Like because in like Naruto, it wasn't like Tsunade who never went up to the Hokage and was like, Mr. Third Hokage, or whatever Hokage hers would be. Let's go Sakura instead. Sakura was never like, hey, I just want to report that Naruto has been peeping and harassing me, and like, it needs to stop. No, she just beat the shit out of him. So there's a different, Horikoshi presents it in a more real context. He's really triggering some people with that. Also, one last thing I need to put is just to cement in how further Eraserhead doesn't give a fuck. He just started choking out Shinso, and in the background they're like, "Call Child Protective Services of violence, abuse."
Yay!
Eraserhead just doesn't give a fuck. I've cracked the case.
Hirokoshi's giving a big F you to the fucking SJWs. He's like, fuck you.
Here's the thing, though. In this regard, they're not wrong. Like, if we translate this scenario to real life, Eraserhead should be in jail, and Mineta should be getting punished in real life. But since it's a comic, that's where the difference implies. You have to be able to separate your reality from your fiction. And I hate this idea of, like, something happened in fiction, therefore it's going to make people in reality do it. It's no, like, then so what? You never want to have a bad guy in fiction ever again. We can't have villains because people in reality will be villains. Like, no, that's not how that works. Let fiction be fiction. Let reality be reality.
Facts.
So it's hilarious that Mineta is just able to do that. And I can look at it, I can kind of be like, if this was real life, that would be mega fucked up. And Eraserhead is a fucked up teacher. But luckily, it's not real life. So
our opinions don't matter on the subject.
Yeah, that's the beauty of fictional characters. We can lewd them. We can masturbate furiously to them. We can be like, yeah, well, fuck you. And it doesn't matter because they're drawings.
Facts. They are drawings, and people seem to forget that.
Yeah, remember when that color page that came out a couple weeks ago, and it was like Momo had a revealing fucking outfit or whatever, and they were like, "Oh my god!" It's like, it's a drawing. I just want everyone to know.
Yeah, and
you're getting mad about a drawing right now.
And they ignore the 2 shirtless boys over there too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, boys can't be looted. Boys are ugly. No one likes boys.
Boys are gross.
Boys are gross. They have cooties. And with that,